We are back for the second dimension in Find the Tesseracts. Thank you so much to the YouTube commenters who let me know and asked me to play the game. I'm really glad that I did because I think it is a really good rework of the original game. I love some of the improvements, some of the quests and how you obtain some of the Tesseracts. So I actually think this is a really great improvement to the game and I'm really looking forward to some of the updates. It does help I had a little bit of a helping hand because I played the original. So Uglytree and Xanwood is identical to the original game and it is this obby. Although for me the obby's changed a little bit because I got to the wall bit and then I'm like, where do I go? The other one you kind of went down the wall, you had to jump onto the other wall behind you and then jump again, and I managed to get one of them I think. This one I just haven't got a clue where I'm supposed to go after that wall walk. So if you can let me know what I'm doing wrong or where I should go. It's unlikely with my noob obby skills I'm actually going to be good enough to get them, but this is how you get those two Tesseracts. If you do get stuck with any of the Tesseracts, I do have an order list available in my video description. I have got some timestamps to the relevant area of the map, and then I also have some timestamps, as you can see, to the labels above each section for each Tesseract. So for Sakura, you just need to go ahead and get on top of the tree and jump over. And if I can ask, if you do enjoy this video or any other from JudgementTV, if you can please help to support me by liking this video, drop me a comment, hitting that subscribe button, and of course coming back to see some more of my videos. Thank you so much. So can't believe I missed Pink there, but Pink, you just need to tap it with your arm. There we go, managed to get it that time. So reasonably the map's quite small, to be fair. I remember it being slightly bigger, but I don't know, it's been a while since I've played. So going on to the ruin, then you get teleported here for Pillar. So what you want to do is only go on the platforms that don't have any cracks. It gets a little bit difficult to see which one you need to jump on if you're using a more zoomed out view, but you can follow me, I did find the path through them. An obby I've actually completed. And again, it may help to have your sprint on, but there we go, we've got Pillar. So don't go anywhere because Reflective is also here, and you need to go into the centre of the column, and then what you'll do is drop down to go ahead and get Reflective. So for Original, we need to go ahead into the gallery. Nice and easy, there is Original in the centre. You will also notice down here that Emblem is on every end of the tunnel, so this is how you go ahead to get Emblem. So you need to make your way back towards the ladder, and this is the one that will allow you to collect for the badge. So climb the ladder and then you just need to jump backwards in order to catch the ledge, like so. So for spawn we are finding the odd coloured brick, and it is this grey one right here, so just give it a click. And we will get teleported through. So Hotdog, this moves around, you have already seen it by the Pillar quest. So for these quests, they just ask you to go ahead and grab something for them or do something for them. You need to speak to the character. The quest will not work unless you have spoken to this character. So if you want to start Hotdog, go speak to the Hotdog vendor, and then make your way into the Candyland, into Purple's restaurant, and then you will be able to collect the Hotdog. If you don't talk to the vendor first, you won't collect it, so it won't work. And this is true for every quest, so if they're telling you to go speak to a Tesseract, you need to go and speak to that Tesseract. Nice and easy, taking it back to the Hotdog vendor. For me, they've also been underneath the sea, so if you can't find them, try there. Try in some of the buildings. They've also been inside of the Candy apartment block, so just have a scout round for it. Moving on to the beach, nice and easy. So we've got Flamingo. I was quite surprised there wasn't a teleport on this lily pad. That might be one to do in an update of the game. It's a bit random to have lily pads there. But this is where we get sand. And I've been all round this sand and I can't find shrimp. I'm really embarrassed. So we're going to swiftly move on to MESA. And this is like the kind of desert cliffs. So we have Cactus. Moving around the cliffs and we have Orange. Untesseract is just round the back. You can see them nice and easy. I love how you've kind of got the middle of a Tesseract and then you've got the shell of a Tesseract, and then if you put them together, what have you got? So yes, before anyone starts on the comments, like, I know I've again gone the most difficult way possible. There, I will show you in a moment, there's planks to the other side, so if you go around the right hand side as I'm looking at it now in the video, there is actually a much simpler way to get up here using the planks. But we find red. And then brick is just around the back of the house, of course, where you're going to find brick by the brick wall. Invisible is also here. You can just see the face there. Again, that is a lovely kind of out in the open but hidden one. We do get a badge for this Decal block. I don't know what this does as yet. They had one in the last Find the Tesseract, but there are the planks that you can just obby around so much easier. For Explorer, so again, we've started up at the top of the cliff, and this is a really lovely kind of in-your-face hidden entrance. So going inside, you may have to do a bit of a wiggle, but we can go in and get Explorer. I was hoping to maybe drop down a bit further and had like an Indiana Jones sort of style temple for the Explorer. Moving around now into Candy, and this will be the biggest segment. They have put so many in Candy. So we've got Cyan on top of Purple's restaurant. I don't know whether there was an update or a rework to the game, because a dumpster's been put now down by here. As you can see from this gameplay, it wasn't there when I first played, but it's there now, believe me. Purple is inside of their restaurant, of course. And come on, you know what I'm going to say now. What Find the Game isn't without a maze? That's right, a maze. And this one is made a little bit more complex because it's the walls you can walk through. So I've just made my way through. Hopefully you can follow where I've gone, but literally I'm just bumping into all of the walls and systematically going around the map just to see where these hidden walls are. But this is where you are going to go ahead and find rusted. So advice, just push against the walls, go through, and then eventually you will get through to rusted. Those boxes will also be important in a moment, so yeah, I had to come in the maze not once but twice. So you can see I'm just systematically going through each area, and I spotted rusted. There we go, squeeze through, and we have the Tesseract. So Grape has also been added to Purple's restaurant, and it's just a reasonably easy obby round the tree. Although grapes don't grow on trees, so... It's quite clever really, because I was like, where am I supposed to go from here? Grape's not at the top. I don't know where I'm supposed to go. And Grape is actually wedged down between the tree trunk and the wall. There we go, we've just caught a sight of it. So this is where I say sort of that zoomed out view, having that sneaky cheat view of the shift lock can really help you. So just drop down and we have Grape. Into the Candy apartment building, and nice and easy, Secretary is of course at the reception desk. Droopy again, nice and easy there. I'm wondering if they're going to do that kind of sleep dimension that they did in the original game. I'm kind of curious what this science thing is here. It's like a massive tube but it doesn't do anything. I'm wondering if we're going to have to put an object in there. So clicking on Lime's mouse, their computer mouse, we get teleported through. And again, it's another obby. This time we do have moving parts, so you do have wheels that spin. Inside of this entrance here we find Navy. And then carrying on with the obby, if you can without falling off, unlike me, we can go ahead to get the actual mouse Tesseract itself. And believe me, I didn't do this in one attempt, but I'm not going to show you me falling off repeatedly. But patience is a virtue, and if at first you don't succeed, try again, and there you go. So we need to go back up to Lime's apartment, bedroom. And we collect Lime. I can't remember exactly, I'm getting like vague kind of memories. So I'm sure that the game machine had something to do with one. There was also a murderer, which was kind of cool in the original. So I'm really looking forward to the updates. I can't wait to see what they do with it. So Dice is behind this locked door in the penthouse. Of course they're going to be in the penthouse. They're the leader of the, I can't remember, the terrible crew, whatever they're called. So this is your clue. And I've got to give thanks to my partner. He figured it out. I did see this and I thought it was something for mushroom or mycelium. It's actually for dice. It's so clever, it's hidden in the map. So exactly what they tell you to do. So we've got 1 and 4 in orange, 3 in yellow and 2 in red. So look at the numbers on the mushroom. Press the green button and the bomb will blow up and we can pick up Dice's key from the dumpster. How to hide your code in plain sight, but it's not referenced and it's not sort of linked to Dice. I love that. That really does improve that challenge element. I'm going to show my age, but I thought it was something like Mastermind where you had to try and like press one and get them all 5 of them lit. So Gumdrop is there and there is obviously a wire from the button on the roof all the way down to Gumdrop. So this really made me laugh. There was a player on here saying, don't say this is weird, but this game creeps me out. I don't know why. So random we will collect, but you can see that moving around the map there in that zoomed out view. They've put they're watching. Is that the Tesseracts themselves or the developers? But it sort of freaks me out when like people say stuff like they're watching. But for me, the Tesseracts, like, it's not like they turn and look at you. Some of the index characters in the map can freak you out a little bit because they actually like turn and follow you. But these ones, these are sweet and harmless. I don't mind these ones at all. They don't creep me out at all. Again, getting onto the roof for Fiddler, this did take me a couple of attempts and then I sort of got the hang of it. So it's essentially head hitters, so just jump out and in, out and in, out and in, and get up to the roof. There we go, and we find Fiddler. So also, don't forget to hit Gumdrop's button there. And stay up here, don't go anywhere just yet. So you can collect random from up here if you want to, or you can go to one of the other locations that you know it spawns. You can see by pressing the button that the Gumdrop has now been removed. I think this is a great improvement to the previous Gumdrop. That one was really hard in the original Tesseract, so I think this is much more user friendly. So as you can see, I'm waiting for random, and typical random comes when I've got the menu up and I'm looking through the index. And as I said, it moves around the map, so pick the location that you want to get random. And then from up here, don't go anywhere. Obviously, I collected a Gumdrop, so it meant I had to do the obby all over again, unfortunately. So going back up to the roof, and we need to go ahead and get Lilac. Lilac is inside the lilac coloured lollipop, and we can get into it by jumping off the roof with the sprint on. Once you do the obby again. So it's probably best to stay up there instead of jumping off to get Gumdrop. Again, I really like that. There was a random kind of lollipop code last time that I didn't get. I was quite thick about it, to be fair. Here is that new dumpster I was talking about, and this is sort of the Terrible Crew's hideout as such. So Roulette, you don't need to do anything. For Card, again, it's another quest. We need to go get an item. So I remember this one from the original game, and apparently the other Tesseracts are called an Baldy McGee, and can we go and find their hat? So again, similar to Hotdog random, this one moves around the map as well. So obviously I'll show you where I collected it, but I've also found it out the back of MESA by Untesseract. So if it's not where I'm showing you, unfortunately, you're going to have to just have a quick look around the map and see if you can find it. But again, like Hotdog, you've got to go and talk to Card so that it starts the quest and the hat appears for you. You can't just go ahead to Card and collect him. Going back to the hideout. And there we go. I love the fact that the Card Tesseract has now got their hat on in the picture. It's what I loved about this game originally, and I do hope they did something in the dream world where you actually had a Tesseract that moved around the map and you followed it. I hope they bring that back in for the second dimension, because I really enjoyed that in the first game. So for Lucky, they are after an artifact that the Greenie gang has got. So again, this is where you are going to go and talk to a number of Tesseracts in order to unlock the artifact to bring it back. So we do need to go into Greenie's hideout. So I will be showing you that when I find Greenie. So please do jump to that section of the video. So we need to go ahead and talk to Cactus first. We need to talk to Deep Fur. Again, they talk about the artifact as well. Don't trust us, but again, give us a clue that it's somewhere in the beach. The artifact doesn't move place. I have done it a couple of times and it does only come up in the corner of the sea here. So there is the treasure chest and we just take the artifact. And then we can go ahead back to Candyland, back to Lucky, to go and collect them. And this is a really nice mix of sort of the quests and the ones that are easy and the ones that are a bit harder to find. And apparently we get a participation trophy. And again, look at the change in the image from the quest. I love that. It brings a bit of life and story. Ugh. Game chip, so... oh, I rage quit this. So I've tried this a few times. This is the longest one that I managed to do. I don't know how many of the kind of balls that you have to cut. But basically, game chip is here. You've got to survive the mech. It gets a bit tedious if you die because you have to go through the whole spiel every time. So a bit of a tip is stay in the middle if you can because you're just going to avoid those kind of cannons. So move away from the highlighted and then obviously jump the kill brick. Then you get this massive pinball thing that drops, so obviously don't get squashed, but when it drops you need to go ahead and cut the wires. But as you can see, it's a little bit annoying because sometimes the box didn't come up and I didn't do it quick enough, so that meant I didn't get it that time. So again, here comes the pinball thing. You can just walk side to side, luckily in the middle, cut the wire, and then eventually it will explode. If you can comment how many of those kind of pinballs you have to do. But as you can see, the floor pattern gets harder, so this is going to get a bit harder every time. So again, you can see not doing anything special, cut the wire. Greenies! I can't think of greenies because greenies for us are like green bogeys. See, again, you can see the pattern on the floor is a lot harder, but stay in that middle and you don't have to worry about the cannon. But again, that thing dropped really quickly and killed me, and so I rage quit after that. So that does finish off Candyland. So we're going to move into what they call Wonderland, and this is where all the mushrooms are. So we're going to go ahead and get Viridian and Rose. So Viridian is inside of the tree. And then Rose, of course, is just hidden in the bush there. So mushroom, if we go underneath the mushroom, it's the green one in the corner by beach, and you just need to jump and tap the bottom of it and you'll get teleported. Again, I love this area. I can't remember if this was in the original Find the Tesseracts or not. I mean, I played that a little while ago now. But again, this is a really fun obby to go over and get mushroom. And then Mycelium, I don't know how you pronounce that. Through the wall there, and then it's just another obby up and round. There we go, we have collected Mycelium. So on to Greenie. So Greenie's hideout is in Wonderland, so you need to go ahead and talk to Cactus first. Cactus will tell you to speak to Lime. So we need to go ahead and go back. So again, just make sure you're clicking the right kind of quest narrative, because obviously Cactus also talks about the artifact as well. There we go, and you can tell that you're following the quest because you'll see the exclamation mark above their head. that's the point, they haven't got the mayor yet. In the original one, they had a mayor, and then you had to go and collect everyone's notes from the residents and then just throw them in the bin. It wasn't very nice, but it was quite a nice little quest. I hope that they do some more like that as well. And then they had sort of like Wild West with the sheriff and like a robber and stuff like that. It was really good fun, to be fair. So Lime will tell you to dig up the crowbar you need, and it is there just between Cactus and Orange. And then once you have the crowbar, go back to Wonderland to what looks like a sewer, and we can get into Greenie's hideout. I think once you've done it once, I have left the server and Greenie's hideout was still there, so that was really good. So there are two quests similar to the terrible Tesseracts. So we have Deep Fur here and we have Pickle. So again, I never got Deep Fur because it was like a log rotation, which was really hard. So I actually think, again, this is a major improvement. I really enjoyed the quest. So we'll start off with Pickle first, and Pickle is worried about their skin and needs their vinegar. Again, that's a really lovely little storyline. So going into Purple's restaurant again, and this is where I said we need to go back in the maze. And again, you need to talk to Pickle before you go into the maze, or else the vinegar won't be there on the box that I showed you before in the last section when we got rusted. I don't know how useful my video is going to be in this section, because obviously I'm just sort of wandering around trying to bump into all the walls, trying to find that box. But here it is, and you can see this lovely jar of pickle vinegar on top, which we can now go ahead and take back to Pickle. There we go. So Deep Fur, again, this is one that I haven't finished. I'll show you what to do, but because I haven't got Game Chip, I can't finish off the quest. So I'm going to go ahead and go back and try and finish Game Chip, and then I just need to go back. So what you need to do is steal all the terrible Tesseracts wallets. So again, this is probably one to leave till last, but a word of warning is that do not leave the game when you've just finished the quests. So into dice, and you get this Steely McGee, and then you just need to hit it when it's on full, and then they've got this really like evil little giggle. It sounds a little bit like a minion being mischievous. And then we just need to go back into the terrible layer. So this is what I said, I had actually left the game, so it meant I had to do lucky and card all over again. But we are back, and then once you've completed the quest again, you can steal their wallet, so make sure you try and do this all in one go. Again, I've had to go back to card, but once I've given them their hat again, you can steal their wallet. So again, this is where obviously I haven't got game chips, so I can't finish this off. But once you've got all of them, go back to Deep Fur and you should be able to collect them. I think you only need that one because that's the only one in that row of 5 that I'm missing. Unless of course I need rusted, then I'm in real trouble to go back in that maze again. So the ones unfortunately I haven't collected yet. Obviously we've got Shrimp, which I'm going to have to try and find in the beach somewhere. Game Chip is the game that I couldn't finish. Uglytree and Xanwood I've got no chance of getting because I suck at obby. And then Deep Fur, again I need Game Chip for. But thanks for watching, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!